All right, y'all. We are back in the garage, and today is the day we start working on the Lexus. So, one thing I will say is that while I was editing last week's video, I realized I didn't really give you guys any type of information on the car, how much I got it for, just any of that type of stuff. So, we're going to start there. So, it's a 2003 Lexus IS 300. Um, and it's automatic transmission. It's got the 2JZ GE engine in it. I bought this car for $575 before tax and fees, of course. So by the time you add in all of IAA's fees, it came out to about $1,100 and some change, right? Um, Clean title, run and drive, but it does have some damage, and it's a rear end hit. So as you see here, quarters hitting there. This whole tub actually is like pushed in. I'll probably show you guys that later when I take off, when I open the trunk. But also, we got a little bit of damage on this side too. Got a bend here. But that's okay because I bought it for one reason and one reason only, and it's for the 2JZ GE engine, which we are going to one day build and put in another car. And so, yeah, I got this thing for $575. In the last video, I said normally this isn't something I'd ever buy. And that's because, quite frankly, I don't like how these cars look, specifically the rear end. The front is cool, but I've never liked how the rear end of these cars look. And so it's not really a car I would have bought. But when I was browsing through the auction, I saw it and I said, you know what? Why not? Why not? And so we bought it. It's here in the garage now, and it's time to start working on it. So without further ado, let's go under the hood and we could talk about what the plan is for today. Okay, so for today, the plan is to do a compression test just to make sure all 6 cylinders are running good at the proper PSI or compression, I should say, that they should be running at. And then if we have enough time, which we will, we're gonna jack up the car, see what type of goodies we got underneath, because I know we have coilovers already. Maybe there's an exhaust on there. So we'll figure all of that stuff out. And then once all of that is verified, we are going to start taking out the beast. So first things first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this battery because it's dead and I need a good strong battery in order to get a accurate compression test. So let's change out this battery and we can get started with the compression test. So we are at the coils now, pulled up the plugs, but back here looks like we had a little animal that was living there. And so what we got to do is we got to clean off all of that, whatever that stuff is, just to make sure that nothing falls inside the cylinder head when we take out the spark plugs. I don't have a vacuum, so what we're gonna do, we're just gonna use compressed air, just blow out the area. We're gonna pick up the big stuff and then just blow out the area and just make sure it's nice and clean so that when we take out the spark plugs, nothing's gonna fall inside inside the engine. And so let's get the compressor running. There are so many. What are these, like acorns or something, bro? There are so many of them. Oh my goodness. Yeah, up here is not too bad, but yeah, there's, man. To the squirrel that was living here, I'm sorry. You had to go. You had to go, fam. All right, let's get back to it. All right, y'all. So we just did the compression test. Now I'll post the values on the screen somewhere here. But it's weird because I'm getting like 176, 180, 183. I think one was 152. I have it written down on this phone that I'm recording on. And then I got 152 on cylinder, I think it was 4, and I got 59 on cylinder 6. But it's weird because when the car is running, it doesn't run like it has like it has a bad cylinder or a leaky cylinder or anything like that, right? Now, mind you, this is just a compression test. The next step would be to do a leak down test. But considering that this engine is coming out and the intent is to build it, so have the heads off, probably put new valves, new springs, just overhaul the whole thing. I'm not gonna bother with doing a cylinder leak down test just because it's not like I'm taking it and putting it straight into another car as is, right? The plan is to build it up. And so rather than waste time on doing that, I'm gonna note the values. When we take the head off, I'm gonna pay attention to those specific cylinders just to see, see if anything looks abnormal. Again, we're gonna take out the valves, the springs, everything. Take it to a machine shop, have them do their thing on it, and we'll build it back up. Alongside obviously the piston rods and the pistons, or the connecting rods rather, and the head gasket. So now we could go ahead with actually pulling out the engine. And just for reference, when doing an engine, it's actually very, very simple in theory. All you're doing is anything from the body that goes to the engine, you're disconnecting that. So that'll be like, oh, your connectors, you'll have your coolant lines or coolant hoses from the rad and from the heater core. You'll have your exhaust. If you're taking the transmission with the engine, then you just leave that. You take out the transmission line. If you're just leaving the transmission, just taking out the engine, then obviously you got to disconnect the engine and whatnot. Um, but that's basically it, right? And a good tip is to start from one side to the other side. So I usually start right, front, left, back. And then once everything's disconnected, you disconnect your mounts and you lift your engine out. So we're going to start with the right side, disconnect harnesses and whatever else needs to disconnect. And then we'll move our way to the left side and yeah, we'll get it ready for pull out. All right, y'all, we're draining the coolant. Oh, there we go. All right, you ready for an explosion, Mikey?
Yes, sir.
Hey. Oh, frick! Damn it! I'm wet. Golly.
At least it didn't get on the floor.
Huh?
At least it didn't get on the floor.
Yeah.
But that was funny.
Let's open the cap, let the pressure. That's called never mind. I was gonna say that's called aftermath. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. I don't know the rest. For tomorrow or the next time I work on the car, we're going to work on taking out the drive shaft from the bottom, shifter cable, and then I have to take out the heater core hoses and then the gas line. All right, y'all, we are back. It is another day. I guess you would say third day of working on the car, just because I work on the car after hours. Today's the day. We're pulling the engine out, guaranteed. I'm not going back inside my house unless that engine is out. I'm not going to film the bottom stuff just because I just want to get it out. You know what I mean? I don't want to be concerned with filming it and whatnot. So I'm going to work on the bottom stuff. When I get it out, give y'all an update, and then we'll time lapse me actually pulling the engine out, and then we're good to go. So let's get right to work. All right, y'all, just an update. We got all of the underneath stuff done. We got the mounts on loose. Fuel line out. Fuel line was interesting. It's like a banjo bolt type of fuel line. I've never seen that, so that was pretty cool to see. Drive shaft is out. Shifter is out. Everything is out. We're ready to hook up a chain, and we got the engine puller, and we gonna pull this thing out. Enough talking. Let's get back to work. We did it, guys. Yeah, we made a massive mess because I did not drain the transmission because I don't have a pan that was able to fit underneath the car. So it spilled out the back of the tranny, but it's okay. I got oil absorbent in the truck, so we're going to take care of that. Wash down the floors. I got a power washer right there. Anyways, we did it. We pulled out the 2J with the auto trans out of the car on some Mastercraft tools and the DeWalt impact gun that my boy let me borrow yesterday. But that just goes to show you, you don't need the fanciest equipment. You don't need like all of the biggest gear, the best gear, whatever. A simple $100 toolkit from Canadian Tire, jack, a couple jack stands for safety, of course. And we pulled an engine out and the transmission, right? Mind you, I'm a licensed mechanic. I do these type of jobs often, but it just goes to show that, you put your heart to it, you put your mind to it, you'll get it done. And you do not need the best of the best. You know what I mean? My mom used to always say, where there's a will, there's a way. And to me, that's like the epitome of what we're doing right here in the garage. It's cold outside, a little bit chilly. It's not cold, but it's a little bit chilly. But because I'm determined to take this out and to, build this engine and put it in something else, we got it done. So take that as encouragement. I feel like there's boogers in my nose. Take that as encouragement, y'all, to pursue your dreams, yo. Just work hard, fight like there's no tomorrow. Just put everything you got into whatever it is that you want to get done. And God will bless it, yo. I believe that. That's the motto of my life. He's done it for me so many times in my life. And so I'm just going to extend that message onto you guys, right? That's it for this video, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. In terms of the next video, I don't know what it's going to be yet. Maybe it's going to be looking at the rest of the cars, taking off the coilovers and, all of the goodies and preparing it for part out. But for now, this is a good place to end. And so I want to thank you guys once again for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, share the vid. Again, any tips, any suggestions, anything you want to say, you want to holla, shoot it in the comments. I'll be sure to reply. And yeah, that's it for wow. I was speaking so good and then I yeah, we out.